Keep to the left. Right. Now round to the right. Now accelerate. Now into the left-hander and power it hard. No, second gear, second gear. Give it some more power. Into the right, into the right. Power it hard. Now back to the left, to the right. Touch the handbrake. Harder, harder, harder. Keep it flatter. Whoop, there goes one tire. And there goes another one. First gear. No, no, quicker, quicker. No, that's reverse. Oh, well done.
7,000 miles from an English school for excited motorists in gracefully awakening Hong Kong is where the great drive begins. The third China rally from Hong Kong to Beijing with its caravan of 61 cars and 130 support vehicles is only a day away. On the eve of the rally in downmarket Hong Kong, two young law graduates from London University, Rod Sykes and Tim Dean Smith, do some nervous last-minute shopping. They are romantic amateurs in the rally to help save pandas.
We have to raise double the amount of money we need to participate in the rally, you see. Half of everything we raise goes to the Giant Panda project, which we're both very pleased about, but it does put constraints on our budget.
When we first went to see the World Wildlife Fund in England, John Wilkie there said that we find it difficult. We just didn't realise how difficult. I mean, we didn't raise any of our money. We didn't have really hardly any support until about a month ago. You know, so we were cutting it fine.
The professional drivers will have as many as 18 recovery vehicles supporting each team. Everything else has to be brought from Hong Kong.
We have to bring in for the rally all of the competitors' fuel. There is nothing up the route for us. We bring in our recovery vehicles in order to recover everything off the route. If you break down, the organisers have got to remove you from the route and remove you from China in the end.
Metric?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's metric. How much for this one?
140, one set.
140, one set.
Yeah.
Can we have for 130? We've had to purchase a tremendous amount of spare parts. Our team manager, Bill Gwynn, wants us to have a logistical supply, something like Toyota Team Europe.
At first we were going to do it with one van, which was completely impossible and certainly impractical. And then we ended up with two vans, which was ideal. But we did have a bit of a bombshell drop when we arrived in Hong Kong, when we were told that two of our mechanics turned out to be women who'd never ever been on a rally before.
Rod and Tim's Panda car is a Toyota Corolla. Neither has driven in a rally before. Travelling through ancient fields into the heart of China, it is 2,375 miles to Journey's End, in Beijing. In this year's rally, 9 of the drivers are professionals, including 3 former world champions, and 52 are amateurs. Although some are more amateur than others.
What have these cars got flaps underneath for? A lot of them have got like plastic flaps hanging down underneath.
This is something that you should be asking at this stage.
Yeah.
The border checkpoint, where competitors meet the fastest rubber stamps in the East at passport control. The locals have travelled for days by ox cart and on foot to see these weird Occidentals in their noisy toys. On the main roads, rally cars have to observe local speed limits. It's on the special sections, those precipitous backcountry loops, that the real racing's done. Some Hong Kong drivers, crazed by their first experience of open road, splashed out on the first day. Spectators made no move to help them, assuming it was all part of the circus. There was a high casualty rate on that first day. Rod and Tim were slow, but safe.
People were too psyched up, and they weren't really concentrating hard enough on what they were doing. Some of the cars crashed in the first 2 Ks of the rally, which really is ridiculous when they've got 3,800 Ks to go.
Round trousers time.
Oh, shit. Was that frightening you?
And a few bits, especially at the beginning, yeah.
How much fuel?
But otherwise, okay. We're about a quarter empty, that's all.
That'll be no, half full. It's only half full now.
Yeah?
It's been a grueling first day too for the backup teams. Some of the support vehicles have driven through the night, bringing mechanical aid to the fallen. But for Rod and Tim, it's meals on wheels.
The number of spectators that we draw can only be described as enormous. It probably runs into millions. 5 million is the sort of figure that many people consider highly probable. In the hills in western Henan, there must have been, stretched over the big stage, from the town at the beginning to the town at the end, over 120 kilometers, there must have been 500,000 people over the hills watching a motor rally.
The cars aren't really so interesting compared with the people, because if you live in the middle of China and you really haven't seen a European before, it's a bit like us if the men from Mars should land. We don't go and look at the onboard computers, we look at the little green men.
Give Pip a hand.
The air filter in here. It's on the ground.
Rod and Tim are okay, but some of the pros, driving harder, got into trouble.
You drive, Joe?
Where he was catching us by quite a bit, and then they had a problem with the front suspension. So in the end, they beat us by 8 seconds. Well, they should have beaten us by 1.5 minutes or so. So it's still fairly tight.
The Chinese were fascinated by the hot can. When the lid is pierced by a nail, a chemical process instantly heats the contents. They were less mystified by a traditional Hong Kong takeaway. Some of the spectators later scrambled for the lid-piercing nails, believing them to be magic. Back on the main roads, as the rally caravan pushed north, there was traffic at last. And there were more casualties too. Away from the dirt roads, drivers relaxed. Sometimes too much. But now there was a turnoff. It would lead to an astonishing spectacle. The town of Chengcha had become swollen by 500,000 people, all drawn by the rally. It took a homicidal mounted cop to hold them back.
Rod, what's today been like?
Bloody good. We got our trip meter fixed.
Well, our aim is to finish the event, you know, at all costs if we can. But it would be nice to do better. There was a Chinese policeman last year who came second, just behind Blomqvist, so who knows?
We want to do as well as possible, but we've also got to finish. We've been doing this for 9 months. We really have to finish. We have to get to Beijing.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're going gentle right. Another hump here to watch. Okay, keep going. Okay, we've got left and then hairpin right.
We are one of the very rare sports where an amateur, where a newcomer, his performance is measured exactly on the same piece of road over the same distance on the same event as my performance. The equipment is different, but at least the circumstances are the same to all of us.
I must say, without them, we couldn't have any rallies in the world. And I feel sorry for them because it's very expensive. In my first days in rallying, I spent a lot of money in entry fees, in cars and so on. And you must do it to get up to this level where we are now.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Countdown to Beijing. Just one stage away on a route that would take them through the Great Wall itself. The laurel leaves go to the Swede Waldegard, and it's another winner who gets the bamboo shoots. Rod and Tim, purest of amateurs, have made it to Beijing at their first attempt. They've also won £10,000 for the Save the Panda Fund. The caravan departs and the dust settles in Culture Square to the next Hong Kong to Beijing rally.